Okay, welcome back to another Artist Series review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mech Squad Artist Series pack by the guys over at Big Medium Small. Before we jump on in, the price of the pack is going to be $250. It's super simple to purchase. It's going to give you a Gumroad login for you to actually download the kit, which we'll take a look at in a second. Now, what comes with the kit in different formats is going to be a Blender file or a Blender setup, OBJ files, FBXs, and of course your Unreal Engine project. When you scroll on the website, you're going to see these different render pages or previews of what is included with the pack. But if you click on this button, it's going to open a catalog for you, which I'm sure a lot of studios are not doing. And this is why I appreciate the time that they took to create this. But it's a kind of a magazine preview of exactly what you get inside of the pack. And if you're asking yourself, are these actual renders that are capable of coming out of Unreal Engine? If you take a look at the cinematic in the beginning, that's exactly what you're getting. And these are already set up in Unreal Engine. We'll take a look at that in a second as well. But jumping right into the Gumroad dashboard, it's going to come with a few folders organized and structured. So you have materials, parenting, and also videos for you to watch. But looking at the one that we're most interested in is the Unreal Engine folder. So you're going to go ahead and download that. Also, it's going to have character textures for up close shots and further away shots. So your 2K textures and your 4K textures. But once the Unreal Engine is downloaded, we're going to jump right into Unreal Engine. Now, I have it set up as Path Tracer only because Path Tracer, the lighting looks great. Every model, no matter where you get it from, just looks realistic based on path tracing because it's supposed to emulate, real light scenarios. But we just want to show you what these models look like in Path Tracer. So, when you open the map, it's going to come to this page here or this level. It's going to have your normal big, medium, small trademark breakdown of every single small piece that you can use to build out any one of these big guys in the back. And then it's going to have the hero characters in different poses, whether it's like your dashboard units, etc., etc. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sandstorm vehicle. I think this is one of my, aside from this and Hopper, but this is one of my favorite ones. This is what it looks like in lit lighting. So this, I believe this is Lumen right now. And this is what it looks like with Path Tracer. So Path Tracer, and then lit. Obviously, Path Tracer is going to look better because the lighting software is better. But look at the detail of the model. On the wheel, the dust, the scratches, and from a side profile, I'm 1,000% sure this can hold up on the big screen, especially if you have a really great comp artist or a compositor to help you out get that shot framed up. But in detail with the model, when you look at like the dashboard, they already come with the emissive material already built in, like most of big, medium, smalls models. The cool thing about this is that it's easy to find the material for the devices. You can go in Substance Painter, texture it your own, and have these move if you want to. But the material nodes and structures are set up so easy, you can always find whatever you want. The detail, the camera is moving a little bit too fast here. 1 second. Let's turn this down a bit. But what do I want? Okay, here we go. So just these simple details like the lever here, the little flicker, all that good stuff. I just really love those. The buttons that are on here, you can probably animate those as well. One thing I want to show you is I found this out by just scrolling through the map, but when you look at some of these models with like the hydraulics, it has these oil stains on them, and it just shows the dedication of the artist and how far and how much they dedicated to making sure that the model looked the best. And this is what it looks like underneath. But I don't know about you guys, but this looks spectacular. This looks like it's real life to me if I was watching a sci-fi movie, adding some backdrops and some light, more lighting and some color grade. This can pass and it's ready to go out the box without doing much with that. But one of my favorite ones are Hopper is Hopper, which is here. He's a tall little mecha. The unfortunate thing about Hopper is that he doesn't have a cockpit yet, but I'll show you what I mean by that. But if you look at the emissive material with Hopper, these lights that are here, they look super cool. I actually went into the material and increased the emissive material, and I'll show you. Actually, let me show you now. So you can change the material. So this is Hopper 2.0, right? So I changed it from white to red. So it kind of looks a little bit like evil and it matches the green, but that's something that's pretty cool, right? But I love the color scheme of Hopper. And what I meant by he doesn't have a cockpit is he's gutted from the inside. So you more than likely would have to come in if you want to use the model and use one of these bad boys here. But going all the way out, you have Goliath, and then you have Fly, and all that good stuff. So all these bad boys in the back, they're all static meshes. One thing that I appreciated that they did was when you go into the mesh folder and go into Mech Hero blueprints, they have blueprints of all the models here. Why does that matter and why is that important? Well, it matters because the static meshes, let's say you wanted to add one of these engines or cockpits, like for example, if you wanted to add a cockpit inside of Hopper and then continue rolling, if let's say Hopper was rigged already, you want to add in the cockpit, well, you can just pull Hopper's blueprint model out, which he's going to come like this already. Let him load. He's going to come already loaded like this. You click into Hopper's blueprint, and then you go to the viewport, you add in one of those meshes into Hopper, and you're building the mesh or the model as you go. So you don't have to take the mesh into Blender, into Maya, into Cinema 4D, and add in that, then export it, then import it back in. Those are just too many steps, especially if you're new or if you're intermediate with, with Unreal Engine, and you don't really know what you're doing, like myself as a filmmaker, and I'm not a 3D artist on a day-to-day basis. It makes my job and life 10 times easier. So I think that was pretty cool for them to do, is build in blueprints of all the static meshes so you can add in whatever small pieces you want. And they have the folders organized with those pieces that you can pull in for those blueprints. Of course, if you don't really care about the blueprints, you have your own static meshes that you can also utilize as well. This is this is Crawler or Caterpillar, I would say, without the arms, but that was like an example of, this is a blueprint, so I removed the arms. I like how this looks here. And then the other cool thing about it is in the characters folder, it has the FBX poses. So if you want to just render a scene or for your portfolio or whatever you can, you have the option of doing that. But it also comes with both rig folders for the skeletons, so you can retarget your animations for both the female and male. In the assemblies folder is going to have those smaller items that you can also bring into the model as well. And then for the materials folder, you have the master materials. Once again, this is where you can go and change the color like I have, with the emissive materials. And when you pull those models into the scene, they're already going to come changed as well. But that's the pack. It's not as deep, or I would say two things I would say that I don't like about the pack, or I would say, would be negative, would be one, maybe this is just too much to ask for, but I really hope that Big, Medium, Small go back or the studio just go back and rig one of these bad boys in the back. So, maybe Hopper, because Hopper is the most ideal or closest one to like a human rig, or a humanoid figure. If we could get like maybe a control rig of one of the mechas, that would be pretty cool. Unreal Engine actually released a mecha control rig on the Unreal Marketplace. That would be cool if we can input that, and it looks exactly like this bad boy here in terms of the rig. They might have used this as an example, not this exact model, but something like that. But for anyone that's interested, it's on the Unreal Engine Marketplace. But just like how they have all these other models and packs already rigged, it would be really cool if they come back or revisited this pack, update it with one of the bad boys in the back already rigged. Beyond that, I have no complaints. It's a super amazing pack. I mean, you can use this in your sci-fi features. It looks great. It holds up very well under lighting, and I'm excited to actually utilize one of these in my short films. But that's the review for today. Let me know what you guys think. If you're purchasing it, just drop them a comment and let them know that I sent you. Have a good day.